All right, Antoinette. Antoinette, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I actually grew up here in California in a small town called Ventura, but I've been in Idaho for the last 13 years.
And tell me about your family.
I have a brother and my mom and dad. And about 10 years old, my dad left and moved to the East Coast, so then it became me, my mom, and my brother. My mom was a single mom. She worked a lot.
How would you describe your childhood?
I feel like my childhood was good up until my dad left. You know, I feel like we were the quintessential. We just played sports. We were involved in school. My parents were involved. And when my parents got divorced, everything kind of fell apart.
Yeah, divorce is hard on kids. How far did you go in school?
How far? I actually have my associates.
What did you want to do?
Well, I always wanted to be a detective.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I worked in the paralegal. I was a paralegal for about 8 years up until I started using.
And so that was roughly what age that you started?
Well, I started using when I was young, but my addiction didn't get bad until the last couple of years.
And how old are you now?
I'm 37.
37. And you're using
Cocaine.
cocaine, not crack.
Right.
Cocaine. I think you're the first cocaine user I've had on my channel after doing thousands of these. And what does the cocaine do for you?
Takes me away from everything. Gives me that rush. Makes me feel alive. Makes me feel.
But not for a long time, right?
Right.
So you have to use it again and again.
You're just chasing it.
Yeah. And where is that addiction taking you? It's an expensive one sometimes, right?
Yeah. I sold my house like 4 years ago. Made almost $200,000 off of it, and I have nothing to show for it anymore. Everything's gone.
Are you working now?
No. I've been fired from the last 4 jobs I've had. Can't seem to hold a job together. I was always that person who was, growing up, I got in trouble after my dad left and spent some time in juvenile hall. And my family always told me, I was the bad one, the bad seed. So I went to school and got my degree in criminal justice to prove them wrong. But here I am with no job. Can't hold it together. Thanks.
And you blame the coke for that?
I was in a shooting about 2 years ago, and that's when I started using it, and my life has just totally turned upside down.
Do you feel like it was the separation of your parents that kind of made the cocaine something you wanted to use and use consistently?
I don't know. I never thought I would do hard drugs. I don't know.
But here you are, regardless. It's been how many years now?
That I've been using?
Yeah.
2 for solid 2 years.
But a pretty destructive 2 years, right?
Very destructive.
Do you have kids?
I do. I have a son.
Where is he?
He's in Idaho. I have custody of him, and I have since he was a baby. And it's part of the reason I want to get clean. He's had to, it's just he and I, so he's had to see firsthand everything that I go through. he goes through.
If you had your life to live over again, what would you have done differently?
So much. So much. I wish I would have never touched coke. I would definitely not have ever touched it. It's like once I touched it once, it was never ending.
Are there addicts in your family? No. And emotionally, what are you going through?
When I come down, I get emotional about everything. Just beat myself up. I don't even recognize myself in the mirror anymore. So it's just hard. I don't know myself. And I don't like that. I don't like who I am.
Do you have friends?
Few. Lost a lot of friends the last couple of years. I've lost everybody. My brother doesn't talk to me. I don't get to see my niece and nephew.
What do you think people that don't use hard drugs like this don't understand about addiction?
That addiction does not discriminate. Doesn't care who you are. You touch it once, you think it's not gonna do that to you. You're not gonna get addicted. It's not gonna happen to me, you know? That's what I always thought. That can't happen to me.
How are you supporting yourself now?
I don't know how I pay my rent every month. I sell drugs a little bit here and there, do small side jobs. And I don't know how I come together with it because I have no job. Every month trying to get rent is scary. I need to get my life back together, you know, because I don't like that feeling of not knowing where rent's going to come from.
Right.
And 30 days goes by fast.
No, and in this situation, when your back's against the wall, there are ways a woman can make money, but...
And I've done that.
Yeah, but that's not an ideal way to go through life.
No. I did webcams for a little bit. I've traded sex for drugs. It's things that I never thought I would do.
It's very common. It's not just you. Men do it too, I think.
Doesn't make it any easier, though.
No, I know. Just trying to make you not feel so terrible about it. It's not just you. But you have an opportunity now. You're going to a program.
Yeah. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm excited.
You're going today, right?
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm super excited to go to the Uplift. I reached out to Becky and, you know, I have state insurance where I live now, and I didn't think that it would cover rehab. So when I reached out to Becky, I told her that, you know, I had just the state insurance, so I wouldn't be able to go to rehab. And this whole time I've just wanted somebody to like pull me out of it, you know, just help me. And everybody says that they can help you, but I don't know how to help myself, and they don't know how to help me. So Becky said, if you want this, doesn't matter if you don't have insurance. If you want it bad enough, I'll make it happen for you. And so I said I did. But I'm scared
What's your biggest fear?
that I can't do it, that I can't stay clean.
Uplift is a very nice rehab, very nice facility.
I'm excited to go, but it almost feels like an out-of-body experience, you know?
And I can say things like, oh, you get your son back and you'll get your career back and you get all these things back. But sometimes those are obvious and they don't really help telling you that. I think sometimes this has more to do with your self-worth and just loving yourself rather than, oh, I'll get my life back together.
That's exactly it. But how do you love yourself, you know? It's hard to learn that.
But if you get your head clear, sometimes you can see things more clearly and you'll make better decisions.
I hope so.
Yeah, because you seem to have the ability to do the right thing. Have you seen self-destructive behaviors in your life all along, or is it just been in the last couple of years?
Just the last couple of years.
Yeah. So you just got off the rails somehow, and maybe you can get back on track.
I hope so. I don't want to live like this anymore. I'm tired. My body's tired. My mind is tired.
What's been your lowest point?
There's been so many. It's hard to pick one. The loneliness that it brings, you know, I got so deep in my using that I sit in bed alone. I sit at my house for weeks by myself and lay in bed and don't move and just use. It's not really fun to use by yourself, but here I am still doing it, you know?
And the loneliness and the shame and all that just makes using an easy solution. But I can tell you, I think if you spent time in the rehab and got yourself clean, you'd feel some pride in accomplishing that. And that pride is something that can really help you keep the ball rolling and just stay on track.
I hope so. That's what Becky says, so I trust her.
Yeah. What have you learned in this crazy journey of self-destruction that you've been through?
Nobody can help you really except for yourself. Gotta want it. I like to think I want it right now. I like to think I want it bad enough that I'm gonna make it happen and I'll stay clean. But, you know, I never thought I would be here to begin with, so.
Yeah, addiction picks on anybody. It's not just certain people or people with a history. It could be anybody. Well, Antoinette, I wish you all the luck in the world. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
You're going to a great place.
Thank you so much.
I'd love to do another talk with you, maybe down the road a bit.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.